Right, everybody, just a quick one from my good mate Andy, Andy Mad Dog Survival. You right, Andy, mate? My top three favourites, brother, right? Victorinox, all my favourite ones I keep in a pouch. We've all got an extra lanyard on, and how I wear them is that'll actually go through my belt, over my belt like that, then through the loop of my trousers, and the belt through there. Do you know what I mean? So it's like double. They're like double tied on. But I'll go through these. These are my three top favourite Victorinoxes. Right, that's them out there, relative pouches. And just on the pouches, they've all got, you see that there, that little rubber band. And on that rubber band, one second, look. And connected to that rubber band, it's actually a hair bobble. There's a whistle with a ferrocerium rod. And it's the same on all of them. One second. Like I say, look. Same setup on all of them. Whistle, the ferrocerium rod, same whistles. Okay, and I keep those in the pouches like that. And like I say, the way it's double looped, so that lanyard there would always be through my belt. And it's just little quick clips on the keychain bit. Yeah, so I'll go through them. One second. Right, this one here is the Victorinox Cyber Tool 41, right? And it's sort of got a bit of sentiment attached to it because it was an anniversary type present, right? I've been looked at them for years, the years old, but this is relatively new to me. I think last 2 years maybe. So that would be for around town, right? And I do wear that around town. That's my everyday carry, and that lives in that black one there. And that's what I put on when I'm around town every day, more or less. So that's the Cyber Tool 41. I'll go in a bit detail in a minute. Second favourite, because I used to go out quite a lot outdoors. I'm getting trapped in a bit now I'm getting a bit older, but still, for out and about, my almost all-time favourite is the Swiss Champ. I think it's just on the verge of, you know, anything bigger than that, and I think you'd be struggling, but they're the same size knife, the Cyber Tool and the Swiss Champ. The Cyber Tool has the screwdriver on it, and one of the blades missing instead of the magnifying glass, but I'll come back to it. Like I say, I'll show you. So my all-time favourite is definitely the Swiss Champ. Love that knife. That one there I found extremely useful for around town because of the screwdriver. It is more like a town setting, you know, around the city gent type knife. The Swiss Champ is designed to be an outdoorsy type knife, and it does fit that build quite well. And I've got a partial for the Handyman. I think the Handyman is a really good knife. You know, it hasn't got the magnifying glass, it hasn't got the fish disclosure, but it's got the saw, the scissors, the pliers, the file, the two blades, the two openers. It's got all the back rear tools, which is a reamer, the hook, a chisel, a small screwdriver. It's got the corkscrew. I buy those, look, the little screwdrivers that go in there. And most models come with a pinhole anyway, and I just get put pins in the hole. So that's the Handyman. Some close favourites, right? What I personally think for me, for the ideal EDC knife in the UK, right, is this little chap here, which is the Compact. One second. Now the Compact, it only gives you 3 tools, right? So you get the main blade, the scissors, let's just put those away, right? So you get main blade and the scissors, right? One blade. This here is what they call the multi-opener. It's a bottle opener. It's still the tin opener, although you go different directions. You go back on this one. It's got the screwdriver and the wire bender, right? It's also got the corkscrew. It comes with the little screwdriver. It comes with the pin. You've got the scale tools, which is the toothpick and the tweezers, but the compact also comes with the pen. So again, this is the compact, there's the tools. You've got the tweezers on one side, the toothpick on the other side, and in there, look, you've got the pen. And that's the compact, right? And it's, it's not the most expensive knife at all, but some good little features on that little compact. This one here is the for Tinker Deluxe, right? Now the Tinker Deluxe hasn't got the saw on, right? But the Tinker Deluxe to me is a brilliant little fishing box knife because you get the scissors and the pliers and the blades, right? A little screwdriver to fix your reels with. On the rear there, it's got the hook and the awl. So that's the Deluxe Tinker, which I find is a good little fishing kit knife. You cannot beat a Huntsman or a officer's field knife, whatever they're called now. I think it's called the Field Master now. And the smaller one from this is what they're called now is the Camper and the Hiker. And the only difference between the two of them is I think the Hiker's got the screwdriver and the Camper's got the corkscrew, or it might be the other way around. But on those you get the blade, two blades, the saw and not the scissors, right? But on this one you get, on the Huntsman, you're getting the scissors, or the officer's field knife, or Field Master it's called now. But they're a good knife. But when it comes down to one of those two, I've got the Ranger, and the Ranger would be very close in there with the fourth, because I think the Ranger is a really good little knife. Again, look, it's not too big compared to the others. It's just that little bit smaller than the Handyman. It's a lot smaller than the other two. And that's the Ranger, which is quite a good knife. I have got a Farmer, which I use because I always carry two Victorinox, two pocket knives with me all the time, right? Like I say, one of those will go in my belt. It would generally be the compact when I'm around town, when I'm out and about. So that would be my around town type situation. When I'm out in the field, I always take my Farmer with the Swiss Champ, right? But just on that Farmer there, this compact, right? I've got the what's that called? It's not the Bantam. Can't remember what that one's called. But that's this is the one with the scissors. Or what are these called? Can't remember what they're called. Farmer. What I can't remember the make of those, the name of them. But that's got the single blade, the two blades, and that's the one with the scissors in it. But that would be my top 3 favourite handy of all time, just without any shadow of a doubt, straight off the top of my head. Since I've got one, I think that's a brilliant little tool, and that's the Cyber Tool 41. Favourite knife of all time, pocket knife, is the Swiss Champ. There's lots you can do with that, and it's, very, very Boy Scouty in it. And the Handyman, which I just think is a really good knife. All round little tool. But the Hiker and the Walker, they're good little knives. They do an even smaller one now. I think, no, the Hiker and the Camper are the ones, I think you've got, Andy, I think you've got the Trekker, which it used to be called, I think, right? And they do a smaller one, which used to be called the Lumberjack. They're now called the Walker. And that's the slightly smaller ones, but it's got a saw on. I've got one in the fire kit somewhere, I was trying to find it. I'll dig it out. But look up the Compact, that's quite a good little EDC knife. And like I say, you can't go wrong with a Huntsman or a Field Master, Trekker, Camper, one of those ones with a saw on. Cannot go wrong. And I do like the Ranger. There's my 3 favourite. I wish I could remember what these were called. What model. One's just got the knife on, one's got the scissors on. I can't remember what they're called, Andy. What model they are. Sad, isn't it? Right, just there, just a quick one, mate, just for you. And I haven't forgotten, Andy, I will do that fire bar. I just keep coming across stuff all the time that belongs in it. Straight there, look. Some more trioxane lying about. So it just keeps getting bigger at the minute, but I will do it. And just a quick one, Andy. 2-way foot pumps, air pumps. Yeah, you could use those to pump out water. Yeah, or pump out fuel in a grid down situation. You could get to the petrol station in the big tanks underground, drop a longer length of hose down, and you could pump that up there. It does work. It does work, mate. It's got to be 2-way though. You get them cheap as chips. Yeah, I'll tell you what I've used these for before, Andy. You know, you did that trick with a water bottle. You get a bucket of your warm water on your pan, right, and you put one hose in there, the pump on the floor, and you just pump it like that with your foot. You get running warm water. It's just a quick one for you, mate. Yeah, that's my favourite. Round town, definitely. I love the Cyber 41. Favourite knife of all time, the Swiss Champ. Swiftly followed by the Handyman. Then it would be the Ranger. Then it would be one of the Swiss, the Huntsman or the Officer's Field Knife, whatever it's called. And then definitely the Trekker, which you know I've got to carry my personal tin in one of the others. And I wish I could remember what name those are. Oh, I can't remember. But if I was going out in the field, I'd take, one's the Farmer, I'd take the Farmer. And then if it's like dressy, I'll take generally the one with the scissors on. Generally the one with the scissors on. And I've got an even thinner one that I keep in my wallet. Just a quick one, bit daft, but just for me and you, mate, Andy. And I'll do that fire bag. I'll do it tomorrow, I think. Okay? I'll do it tomorrow, brother. Cheers, mate.